It all comes after a man's body was recovered from Folsom Lake just days ago. He was swimming on the American River near Auburn when he was swept away. ABC 10's Luke Clary is live in the studio. And Luke, you spoke to people in that area.
Yeah, and the water is moving really fast and it's so cold. I have to tell you, I was surprised to see the number of families, even some with small children, swimming in these dangerous conditions.
A refuge from the California sun, our rivers draw us in, but there's danger here. I'm standing here near the confluence of the north and middle forks of the American River at the Auburn State Recreation Area. And let me tell you, this water is ice cold to the touch. And when you look up from the sky, you can see what looks like rapids forming on both forks. This water is moving so fast.
And I was like, I could take a dip and just come out.
This 21-year-old Sac State undergrad is here with his brothers.
You guys have family that know that you're out here? Yeah. They do, but they won't be able to save me if anything, so it doesn't really matter.
A dark thought. A lifeguard warning them how risky this was.
Initially just an educational piece of you are really flirting with disaster. You know what I mean? And we cannot, if you were to get in the water right now, guarantee you that we would be able to get you out alive.
CAL FIRE Captain Rick Salas. His Placer County Swiftwater Rescue Team has been involved in about a dozen emergency calls on the river this year, 2 with deadly consequences. 22-year-old Victor Nguyen of Antelope was swept away on April 29th and found miles downriver at Folsom Lake on Friday. And it's happening statewide. On Kings River in Fresno County, 2 children drowned when their mother tried to take them across the river without life jackets.
Stay out of the water. This year is different, and unfortunately, the people that have not adhered to that message have lost their lives. And so anybody that is at the river's edge or is thinking about getting into the river, don't do it.
Yeah, the message really doesn't get much clearer than that. Until the water levels get lower, until the temperatures get warmer, you really don't want to swim in the rivers in this area, especially not without a life jacket.
And we cannot stress this enough, especially with holiday weekend coming up, right?
Yeah, and Brendan, even if you think you are a really strong swimmer, the reality of being in water like that is such a different story.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The water is so cold that it can really make your muscles feel pretty weak. Again, that's even if you are a strong swimmer. So very important, please heed these warnings to stay out of the water, stay away from it. As we look at water temperatures around the area right now, especially in the Sierra, they're very cold. They're in the 40s and 50s. And once you get into the foothills and valley locations, they're in the middle 50s to low 60s for most areas. But again, that's cold water, right? When we look at the Pacific, it's also in the 50s and 60s right now. So the water in our rivers is about as warm as the water in the Pacific, which means it is not very warm right now. There's still a lot of snowpack up there right now, which is 1, melting off, making the rivers high and fast, and 2, making it cold as well. In fact, when you look at the percent of April 1st average, we are still above a normal year's worth of snow in the central and southern Sierra. And in fact, when you look at the southern Sierra, 450% of the average to date is how much snow is still sitting up there. So we are keeping this snowpack right now. It is melting off, but there's still so much more snow to melt off. And with temperatures in the 90s, we've had a lot of snow melt over the last week and a half, and that has really helped to make the rivers run high and fast. So again, coming up on holiday weekend with another week in the 80s, make sure that you heed these warnings and please stay out of the water. Tomorrow, high temperatures, though, dropping from the 90s that we had today into the lower to middle 80s tomorrow. And Chris and Laura, we're going to stay there all the way through the coming holiday weekend.
I'm not complaining about that, Brendan. Thank you.